What's good, people? What's good, people? Let me pull this down. What's good, everybody? It's me, the artisan MC, going to react to this movie. Apologies, I started this. I had some dead time today, and Stephen just walked in here and told me about the Madam Web thing and wanted to know what I thought about it. Had I seen it? And I hadn't watched it, so I still had some dead time. So I figured I'd do it now. But as soon as I started that, then they gave me an emergency. I'm wasting 2 hours sitting here, and now I finally get an emergency. So this phone is not working correctly with splitting the screen. So hopefully you can still see me when I bring up the video and watch it. You won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to see my reaction. So I'm gonna try to get this in real quick and get it over with. All right, so hold tight. Okay, here we go. I was trying to see if Steven wanted to get in on this, but he somewhere else. 1 second. Hey, Steven,
Yeah.
you want in on this? So everybody, this is Steven.
Hello, everybody.
This is a weird white guy. So let's see this Madam Web trailer real quick. See what we got. Since I finally did get it. Y'all forgive me. It's what I mean. What it is, clear, man. Private person. Ezekiel. Malika said hello, Susan. Oh, that's that. Future. Yeah. Madam Web can tell the future. You know, the Dakota Jackson. Or I think that's his name. Pick from 50 Shades of Grey, basically. Brian Johnson's daughter. Meg Ryan Johnson's daughter. Yes. That's Ezekiel. Yeah, that's Ezekiel. Yeah. The studio says that studio. Not yesterday. Mm-hmm. Spider totems. Spider totems. He has a totem spider. So spider doing Oh, that's Julie Carpenter? Get the fuck out of here. Okay, Julie Carpenter. Spider Woman. Oh, that's Barton. That's with the legs. That's what Black Van was asking me about. Yeah, wasn't terrible. Wasn't terrible. All right. Steven watched it. I watched it. Oh,
Cast.
get the hell out of there. Thank you. Oh, fucking double toasted. No one said I'll pass. Stop being a hater, no one. All right, so I'm doing it off the top. I don't look at the notes, so I know if it's me or not.
Oh, okay. I'm just looking at the cast.
Oh, now she's gonna come in.
I'm talking about her.
All right. Yeah.
I'm talking about her.
All right. Bye.
All right. From what I see on this one, Dakota Johnson is playing Madam Web, which I heard about this movie coming out about a year ago. It's not that big of a deal. Um, the other Spider women in it are surprising because they could be going for a web warriors or what was it, Spider Women kind of situation. I forgot what their little group was called. The fact that Julia Carpenter is in it, that is the second Spider Woman. That's the one that came around when the original Secret War happened, and she has the black and white spider costume. Now, the one that Black Bane was asking me about with the spider legs coming out her costume, that could be the Spider Woman, which is, I think her name is Alicia Barton, and it's from the Old Man Logan timeline. And she has spider powers as well. I may have been getting her first name wrong. That could be that character that they're trying to pull in because that's the one I remember that actually has spider legs that come out of her costume. But Alicia Barton, if I'm getting her name correct, she's a killer. She will kill people. Um, Sister Girl, I don't know who she's supposed to be. Steven was pulling up the cast list, and I wasn't looking at it because I'm trying to give you guys the raw off the dome. So I don't usually Google it to tell you my information. But let's see who she's supposed to be. Maddie Fran or Celeste.
Which one are you looking at?
Her.
Oh, yeah, Maddie.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna even show. Yeah.
No, it's Celeste Carpenter. So basically, it's like a couple of Spider Women and Madam Web working together. And Madam Web does have what do they call it? Precognitive powers. If you watch the old Spider-Man cartoon, she's in there. She's an older woman. But when Sony went for um, doing this little boot and using this character, they went with a younger actress, which is fine. I don't have a problem with the Johnson chick. She's all right. And Madam Web being old, they can actually age her up depending on what time they're saying this is happening. If it's happening in the past, or if it's happening, somewhere in her middle life. I know that she sits on, depending on how they bring it in exactly, she sits on the web, and it has some multiversal stuff that actually goes along with the web that she sits on. You have to read Spider Verse to actually get what's going on with that. The fact that they put Ezekiel in it is interesting because Ezekiel does not have spider powers in the traditional sense. He has totemic powers. His powers come from a spider totem. So he has spider totem powers, which his powers are basically similar to Spider-Man's. But because Ezekiel is there, that brings in the inheritors and Morloon and his family that were hunting people with totemic powers and spider ones specifically. So if they really want to use Ezekiel like that, they can actually get into the Morloon and get into the whole actual Spider Verse stuff from the comic books, and not just the Miles Morales Spider Verse stuff that they have going on in the movies right now. Since it's all owned by Sony, they can mix all this stuff together. I mean, you can turn around and pop up with a live action Miles Morales real quick. I mean, it doesn't take anything, real quick. So, especially since the last Spider Verse movie, you had them showing you different versions of the Spider Universe, be it Lego or whatever. So they can actually make that switch like in one movie, in two movies. This movie and the next one, they can just make that switch really quickly.
Will Spider-Man, any other Spider-Mans from any of the universes be in there?
I don't know. In that next uh, cross or whatever it is, it's supposed to be further into the Spider Verse or whatever. That next one they can actually do that, and they can introduce live action in it. But that can actually be crazy good if they do that. If they do that, that could be crazy good because you could end up by the time that next Spider Verse movie comes out next year, have a live action Miles show up by that time.
So
This
maybe just a Easter egg.
Yeah, this movie could set it up.
Yeah.
If they wanted to bring in the inheritors some kind of way,
Mhm.
because Ezekiel is there, he's meeting up with Madam Web. If Ezekiel is there, you already know you can get the inheritors, right?
Mhm.
Morloon, and he's usually chasing Ezekiel. That's why he goes after the other spider people to kind of warn him, right? If you get the inheritors showing up, and you have another multiversal Spider Verse movie showing up next year, you can get that thrown in there as
Mhm.
well really easily. It doesn't even you can have Miles just meet Madam Web.
Exactly.
It's real, yeah, it's real freaking easy, dude. It's
gotta
real
go.
easy work.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Steven's out of here. All the noises left the building too. He said, "Not a hater, just not interested." I'm not a hater either, but don't push me. Um, it's pretty interesting. I guess this work order to fucking do. It's probably something water based and involved because it's towards the end of the fucking day. How did I know? A fucking water heater. No hot water in the home. Lights off. Okay, so I'm gonna go take care of this. Um, you had Ben Riley, K. Miles show up. Well, this movie. Oh, hey Carmen, I got it. This movie is their female centered character, so don't. I know everybody is fucking tripping out because they still pissy about this last. I don't know why I'm drawing a fucking blank because I'm at work and everybody started making noise all around me as soon as I started doing my stream. Um, what movie did we just talk about? The Marvels. I know everybody is still pissed off about the Marvels, and it had all chicks in it. Shit don't matter. Actually, this one, fuck. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, I'm back. This movie, meeting Madam Web and a bunch of females, is not that big of a deal. Madam Web doesn't interact with Peter all the time. The older version of her, usually gives Peter little missions and stuff like that to go on, but she's not out there doing shit, right? So having a bunch of females, the Spider Women in this, is actually kind of cool. Now, one of the things that Black Bane had mentioned, he was thinking that Silk was one of the characters in this. And if Silk was in it, that would be cool because the Spider Women consisted of Jessica Drew. Julia Carpenter wasn't even there. I mean, she showed up in the Spider Verse, but it was a different version of her. It was the version from, I think, the Ultimate lines, and Silk was there, right? So that's kind of cool. Um, I think they had a little Latina in there. If it's a Latina, she would be Arana, right? Like Peter Parker's daughter, right? It's another one of his daughters from a different timeline, not just Mayday Parker. There is another one as well, and she has the Spanish name and not the Mayday Parker name. So that could actually be interesting. It could actually be pretty interesting. I'll look forward to watching it again on a larger screen. I was at work on my phone and you heard all the noise, so excuse me for that, bitches. But yeah, very, very interesting. Damn, they could actually do something really cool if they did it right. And since it's Sony doing it, they might they might be able to pull it off. I know I shit on Sony a lot for doing some of the stuff, but recently they've been doing pretty well. I mean, especially with Miles and stuff like that, they've been doing a good job with those fucking Spider-Verse movies. And since the Spider-Verse stuff is out there, they can actually try to knock it out really quickly. I mean, they got one more movie coming up. You don't know what's in it, but if 475 Diablo, if they do it right, they can link the inheritors and stuff in there in two movies. They can. Madam Web, and then I forget what the next movie is called. Further into the Spider Verse or some shit like that. They can actually do that. That'd be actually awesome in two movies because we don't know what's in the next one, and this one is coming out. So the Easter egg could be planted here and just bear fruit in the next movie because we already wondering how the rest of this Spider-Verse stuff is going to finish out, right? You know, you got the Spot there, right? You actually have to beat him in some kind of way, but then the multiverse is still, everybody's still aware of this shit. So how does that finish off? It could lead into something bigger that doesn't necessarily have to finish up in the next Spider-Verse movie. It could finish up in its own movie. I don't know. Sony could do it. They could probably pull it out. You know, with Marvel's help, they could probably pull that shit together, right? Because make no mistake about it, you like, Homecoming, and you like the Spider-Verse movies. That's Sony with Marvel's help. That's not Marvel doing it themselves. You know, and it's not Sony doing it themselves because you've seen what Sony doing Spider-Man movies by themselves look like before they made their deal with Marvel. So they could possibly pull it out. They could possibly pull it out. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Of course, you gave me an emergency at the end of the fucking day, so now I gotta go take care of the shit when I could have left and went to the movies already. Um, Thank you guys for showing up for this impromptu stream. Thanks for Steven actually bringing it to my attention, so it actually got me on the spot to watch it because I was sitting there for about an hour or two not doing shit, having nothing. Got on my mind to do it. So I might throw her ass in the cameo. Say the Silk movie still being worked on? No. I would want to see a Silk movie because I like Cindy Moon. I like the character Silk. I like Asian chicks. And I think it would be good to get a new, fresh spin on Spider-Man. But Silk having her own movie would be like Echo having her own fucking show. It's a character most people don't know and most people don't give a shit about. So it would not make money. It wouldn't. The character hasn't been around long enough to be fucking interesting. Not. It doesn't have enough under her. So, I mean, Silk's book, I don't even think she has a book right now. Why is that? Because they don't know how to fucking write her. But if you have Ezekiel there, you can't have Silk because if you know Silk's story, Silk was hidden in a bunker by Ezekiel. Okay. Silk is the woman who was bit by the same spider that bit Peter. So the spider that bit Peter did not die. It bit somebody else. And the other person that it bit was Cindy Moon. And Ezekiel got to her family and got them to, I guess, give her to him. And he hid her in a bunker so she would be safe from Morlun and the inheritors sensing her, spider-like powers and come and get her. So she's tied up with Ezekiel. So if Ezekiel's in this movie, then Cindy can be in this movie as well. With that logic, why make a Madam Web movie? Because Sony has the rights to all that Spider-Man stuff. They own it. And you need a character vehicle to get into it. Madam Web is an older character
older in age and older in her longevity in Spider-Man comic books and more history to pull on than Silk. Silk is not even 10 years old. Madam Web, I believe, is at least 20, at the very least 20. So she has more history, more interaction with Spider-Man to pull on than Silk. Simple. Now, for me, my money, I would rather see a Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew movie than anything. But at this rate, I want to see Spider-Woman in the MCU. Forgive me for saying this shit. I'd want to see Spider-Woman in the MCU just so I can have an interaction and have that best friend duo of Spider-Woman and Carol Danvers. Sue me. I like those two characters being friends. It's more fun that way. They can still make her a single baby mama. It might be entertaining because then I can get the porcupine back. Because I told you when I was watching She-Hulk, seeing Porcupine in the show was funny as fuck to me. Porcupine is something else, right? D-list supervillain. But he was entertaining, hooked up with Spider-Woman. And Carol Danvers coming in and checking Spider-Woman on her bullshit was fun. It was fun, you know, girls banter in a sense, whereas two grown women talk to each other and they friends, right? They'd have to get there, but I'm probably going to be watching this shit for a while, just like I've been watching for the last, 30 goddamn years of my life. So it's not like I'm going anywhere. Pissed off as I may be, it's not like I'm going anywhere. Geekdom is where I made my home, and that's just where the fuck it is. So I may not get into or like all of it, but it doesn't mean I didn't see the shit. Just what it is. So let me go try to knock out this work order, get this water heater fixed like it was a fucking emergency. That shit really annoyed the fuck out of me. I was sitting in that office, in that conference room for about an hour and a half, quietly, nobody bothered me. The minute I fired up a string, everybody want to come into the office and start banging and making noise and shit. Begging for fucking attention, man. And about to get all of the wrong kind. Already having a fucking day. This is starting to have the feel of the Venom movie. What do you mean by that, no one? What's the feel of the Venom movie? That was its own offshoot? I mean, look, I can say this. I'm still looking for the Craven movie to come out. I want to see Craven. I do want to see a Craven movie. Why? Because Sony willing to throw some new characters against the wall and see what fucking sticks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I'm tired of seeing the old trustees over and over fucking again. Dude, there's a lot of goddamn characters out there. The times that these people have actually thrown new characters out there rather than the established 3 or 4, the shit worked. Guardians, Deadpool, Blade, finally the fucking X-Men. I'm like, use the rest of the characters. They're there. Even Venom to an extent. I was happy to see a Venom movie. Never thought I'd fucking see one. Got to make 2 of them, whether you like them or not. You finally got Venom movies. Solo Venom movies at that. Look, man. Yeah, Spider-Man is cool. I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man got some badass villains, too. The day they tell me they're giving me a superior Spider-Man movie, you'll see me wet my fucking pants or something. I'm like, oh, shit. Can we see? Look, move on. I'm not going to live forever. I know this. So I would rather see some of these other characters that I like, villains or heroes, get some shine than just keep regurgitating and rebooting and rebooting and rebooting the same character over and over again. Fucking sick of that shit. Like I told you guys with the BVS movie, what was I happy about? They didn't give me a fucking Batman origin. You know why? Because I don't need another fucking Batman origin. I don't need another Spider-Man origin. I don't need another Superman origin. I know this shit verbatim. You ain't telling it no different. So I don't need to keep seeing it every goddamn time. I don't have a short memory. So if you're gonna give me a new character from this person's gallery or circle, fine. Do it. I don't give a shit. Just make it good. And I'll watch it probably regardless. But if it's good, I'll give you some praise on that bitch. If it's bad, I won't. It's just what it is. Yeah, studio like Venom. Are any of these any of these female heroes in the MCU friends? Spider Woman and Captain Marvel are friends. They are friends. America Chavez and Spectra become friends, right? You have to remember, Marvel Comics, all these characters pretty much know each other because they're all pretty much centered in New York. They all know each other in some kind of form or fashion. The only ones that don't really know everybody is like the X-Men, because the X-Men for the long part of their time were like the secret clandestine group. But anybody that's been an Avengers fucking know each other. Anybody that's been an X-Men knows each other. It's just those two groups coming together and knowing each other is where you get mixed up with all the other heroes and stuff. But after that push, after 2000, when they really started making, okay, we could have people who are X-Men on the Avengers because they are some of the world's strongest, Earth's mightiest heroes. Yeah, we can put Spider-Man on this shit now permanently. That's when you start seeing that amalgamation of all those teams coming together and having your unity squads where it's Avengers and X-Men, or having some of these other solo characters on the Avengers as well, because the Avengers should make up everybody from the superhero community that's the strongest, and not just this one group of people over here, and not these motherfuckers that everybody likes. So yeah, okay. Also, I saw the Marvels this week. I liked it, but one thing that was funny was the projector in the theater malfunctioned, so I had to wait 20 minutes for them to fix it. Yeah, that happens. It happens, JL West, but you liked it too, huh? Imagine that shit. No, nobody accidentally picked up another fucking phone at the luncheon. Who lost their goddamn phone? Why didn't you have it on your person? Are we dealing with fucking children or what? God damn, dude, I tell you, some of the stupidest motherfuckers. I want to get somebody competent hired here so I can have somebody to fucking talk to. All right. All right. All right. Let me get to this work, y'all, so I can get this done and then get to the movie. We had our Thanksgiving shit today, and there was some bullshit there, not for my benefit, that I didn't appreciate. So I need to get on with my day before I really start getting angry and cursing. Also giving Sony props in the game as well. Yeah, I mean, I fuck with Sony PlayStation wise. They can make some good games. Spider-Man games have been being solid for Miles, because they will put him out in the forefront. As much as Marvel talk that shit, they ain't put Miles nowhere in the forefront. Either if they can or they can't. I don't know. But if it's connected to Spider-Man, Sony kind of own that shit. So that's their fault. And I'm telling you this, Sony ain't giving up them fucking rights. You forget that shit. Sony gonna have to be burning. Their company gonna have to be in flames before they give up the rights to that Spider-Man shit. They about to milk this bitch for all the web fluid he can get. All the web fluid they can get out of his ass. He about to be spinning it till the cartridge runs dry. Two Triv. Yeah, I told y'all before, y'all gotta be watching coming in my chat, repeating shit you heard somebody else say. That shit pissed me off. Anybody who has a precognitive ability, how people show it on screen seems similar. Watching Loki episode 6, the beginning part of it, was reminiscent of fucking Groundhog Day. Anybody who can travel back and forth in time or get a quick snapshot of time, visually speaking, as they film it, it's probably going to look like something else because they haven't figured out a different way to show that shit to you. Not too many. I mean, what show was it? I can't remember what show it was, but you saw everything, I think, go back into the guy's eye, what he saw. You see it in the flash, and then it would suck back, and it would all go into his eye, and then it was like, okay, I got it. I know what's going to happen. And I think that might have been Next with Nicolas Cage. I think that was it, because he lived out whole timelines, which is what you can do if you have precognitive abilities. You can investigate all these different timelines and different scenarios, and then take all that information back into yourself, and then be like, okay, I got it. I know how to do it. Loki did it a different way. You just had to hear people getting killed over and over again to understand that he got it. But this right now for them, visually, there's only so many ways they show that shit. I'm not shitting on it because somebody is moving back and forth in time. I can't say that shit in good conscience and then say Loki was awesome when he did just did the same shit last week. Okay, get a real criticism of the shit. Anyway, let me get out of here before I start getting pissy. I told you already I'm in a kind of fucked up mood right now, so I'm aggravated. So let me get this work done. And I will see you guys next time. I didn't even get an intro or anything to this shit, did I? Oh, well, fuck it then. I guess I don't need a outro then. Save it for the editing. Save it for the editing. No, I can edit on a info. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. So I'll catch y'all next time. Peace. Do-do-do.